Hi, I'm Anthony Benitez. I want to welcome you to another episode of Good News, Good Life. Today I want to focus on and really expound because I do believe if you can get this very foundational principle that the law is more than just the Ten Commandments of Moses. Many people, when they say you cannot keep the law, they will look at you very perplexed. What do you mean? They would say, I don't kill, I don't murder, I don't commit adultery. But we must realize that the law is much more deeper than that. The law is spiritual. What is spiritual? Something that is spiritual is internal or invisible. James chapter 2, verse 10, one of my favorite scriptures. The Bible says this: if you offend in one point of the law, you have broken the entirety of the law. What does that tell us? That tells us very clearly that the law is one whole law. If you break one point, James chapter 2, verse 10, you are guilty of breaking the entirety of the law. For example, the 10th law is thou shalt not lust or covet. Now, lust is much more than just bodily lust. If you drive down, let's say Rodeo Drive here in Beverly Hills, you see a beautiful Ferrari and you want it. Well, friend, I hate to break it to you, but you have just broken the 10th law. Let's say you drive right here in Calabasas, you see a beautiful home and you say within yourself, I want it. Well, you have just broken the 10th law. According to James chapter 2, verse 10, the Bible says, if you break one point, friend, you are guilty of breaking the entirety of the law. Now, why am I saying this? Because the Bible says it is evident. No flesh is justified by the law. Many religious folks do not understand, are ignorant and unlearned, unstudied, and do not understand that the law is internal. That is why we see Jesus, when he was in the flesh on earth, giving the Sermon on the Mount. And he said, you have heard, thou shalt not commit adultery. But Jesus said, but I tell you, even if you lust after a woman, you have committed it. Furthermore, he says, you have heard, thou shalt not kill. But I tell you, if you hate your brother, you have just killed him. Jesus explained, elaborated by that very Sermon on the Mount that the law is much more than just physical. It is internal. Internal. And my point today and my teaching today is very simple. If you and I can simply understand this foundational principle, the law is internal. The law is inner working. The law is human strength. The law is trying internally. If you and I realize that, and we realize that every single time we try, we exert human effort, we have put ourselves under the law. And the Bible says that by the law, well, sin explodes. By the law brings forth sin, and sin brings forth death. Why am I teaching this? Because I want you and I to understand this foundational point that the law no one can keep. The law is, yes, the 10 Commandments. The law is the sacrificial ceremonies. The law is entirety encompassed by the more than 2,000 laws found in Leviticus, Deuteronomy, etc. No one can keep the law. The law is much more than just physical. It is internal within you. That is why Jesus said, you have heard, thou shalt not kill, but I tell you, even if you hate someone, what is that? Within you, you have just committed murder. Jesus understands the law because he wrote it. And he expounded to all of us. Hey, no one can keep the law. That is why the Bible says in Galatians, it is evident. Do you know what evident means? It means it is quite obvious. No flesh is justified by the law. Why? The next verse, the just shall live by faith. And the Bible says, the very next verse, the law is not of faith. So I want to end here and really drive this point home. No one can keep the law. The law is internal. The law is a spiritual dynamic. And the very moment we try, we exert human effort, we have fallen from grace. I've done multiple teachings about falling from grace, and I do want to invite you to go to our podcast platform, Good News, Good Life. Click on the episode that says, what does it mean to fall from grace? And I guarantee you it will radically change your life. Because here at Truth Ministries, we are not encompassed about with debates, with theological debates, with vain debates that don't really profit anyone's life. We are about practical results. And grace will bring practical results. Grace will bring transformative results. The Bible says this in Romans chapter 6, verse 14. Sin will not have dominion over you because you are not under the law, but you are under grace. That tells us, do you want dominion? Do you want complete reign in life? Do you want to have a life full of prosperity, blessing, peace, good relationships? The Bible says that when we are under grace, sin, anything short of the glory of God, which is sin, will not have dominion over you. I am for your dominion in life. I am for your blessing. I am for your prosperity. And I'm here to tell you that that does not come by the law. It only comes by grace. So I want to end here and encourage you. Go to our podcast platforms, Good News, Good Life. You can check them out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. And learn about this, because I'm telling you, if you and I can understand how to live by grace, we will see dominion, we will reign in life, and we will have prosperous results. I guarantee you. So I want to thank you for watching today. My name is Anthony Benitez. I will see you very soon.